So for today, I like to take you deeper into the journey of meditation. For this, for the 3 more sessions from now on, it's going to be a lecture that I prepare that I think is benefit us in the long run. So every time you stop by, you will learn something that I will add on to your wisdom account. You learn you will receive a new input that help you to see different angle of meditation practice. And when I say meditation, I refer specifically to the Buddhist meditation. And why Buddhist meditation? Buddhist meditation is the meditation that the Buddha mentioned in the Buddhist text. If you want to learn how to meditate, where should we go? Where should we start? What kind of books? Who would be your teacher that you think of? There must be somewhere, something out there that we can use as a reference, right? So myself as the Buddhist monk, I study Buddhism and I study the teaching of the Buddha. And the Buddha teach a lot of things, especially he teach about the mind, the nature of the mind and how to control the mind. So he teach all kind of meditation techniques as well in the Buddhist text. So when it comes to Buddhist meditation, we need to understand this picture. This is the big picture. So in this lecture, I will not cover all of this. Okay, as I said, it may take 2 or 3 sessions. It's okay. We're not in a rush. We have 1 full year until the end of December to learn something from each other and to answer the question that you may have. So there are 4 terms here on the screen, as you can see. You see the word mindfulness here. You see the word concentration. You see the word clear comprehension. And you see the word effort. Okay. So I translate from Pali to try to make it simple. You don't have to worry about the Pali terms, but when we study Buddhism, it's unavoidable to encounter this Pali term or Pali language. The word mindfulness is used this day a lot. It's a big word. People give a lot of definition, all kind of definition. It's come from the Pali called sati. Okay. The word meditation is English word. English vocabulary that get created later, but it's originated from the Pali called samadhi. And for us to understand what it means by samadhi or by meditation, okay, sometimes people translate from English to English again, from meditation to the word concentration. So we start seeing picture, oh okay, when someone meditate, that means we focus on something. And that another word in Pali is called sampachanya. Don't worry about this, okay, just hear it out. For some of you might want to study on your own, at least you have come across this term, okay, from time to time, which is good. Sampachanya is the integrating wisdom. So this integrate mindfulness and concentration together, just like a man sitting in between, and on left hand he grab mindfulness and right hand he grab concentration. So they go together. These 3 things, they support each other along the way. And most importantly, if you don't have effort, okay, you will not success in anything, including in meditation. Effort is like the first bogie of the train. Its job is to get going no matter what. Effort is get going. Whether it's rain, whether it's snow, whether it's hot, whether it's dry, the train has to get going. But without the first bogie, okay, without the head of the train cannot go anywhere, even though you want to go. But if the first person doesn't do his job, then the rest cannot go anywhere. So you may understand mindfulness, you understand concentration, you understand clear comprehension, but you are lazy. Where can you go? Right? You know, oh, meditation is good, but I don't have time for it. You set go for 30 minutes. And after 15 minutes, you feel like, you know what, I want to quit. I want to watch movie. I want to go shopping. I want to check my email. You don't have an effort to finish that 30-minute session. By doing this, it's become your habit of giving up easily. Set go 30 minutes, you know, after 10 minutes want to quit, and then you quit. Oh, I'll do it again. So next day, set go for 30 minutes, and after 15 minutes, again want to quit, want to watch movie, want to have a cup of coffee, want to do this, want to do that. Then you cannot be success in anything, including your meditation practice. All right, so you see the picture. So these 4 elements, these 4 factors, they support each other. The word mindfulness or sati, the word samadhi, or meditation or concentration, okay, that's the second factor. And the third factor is the clear comprehension or the sampachanya in Pali, which is the integrating wisdom that helps support these 2 factors, mindfulness and concentration together. And then the effort is the last factor in this picture. So these four things I found it very often when I study the Buddhist text when it's come to meditation practice. And some teaching the Buddha talk only two elements like mindfulness and concentration. Some teaching the Buddha only talk about mindfulness and clear comprehension. Okay, some teaching the Buddha talk about all of these. And some teaching the Buddha add more detail. It depends on who is his student. Each student have different belief, different story, different background. The Buddha know his students, so it depends. Sometimes he give full detail. Sometimes he give a very short teaching about meditation. And that's the beauty of study the Buddhist text. So I get a chance to explore those texts, and it's benefit me for my own practice. It has helped me to understand my nature of my mind, and in this time, what went wrong and what kind of thing that I should be adjust. So I put everything together in this slide, so you see the whole picture. But today we're not gonna cover all of this. Okay, we will start off the word meditation first, which is this one. And then later session, maybe next Saturday, we talk about mindfulness, and then we talk about clear comprehension, okay, later on. Okay, so please, again, okay, this is not a class lecture or anything, but I think it's benefit us when we get to know the theory, what exactly that the Buddha means by concentration, what exactly that the Buddha means by mindfulness, or clear comprehension or effort. In this case, we look at the Buddha as the teacher. He happened to be the meditation expert. Okay, you may not have faith toward the Buddha. It's okay. Okay, no problem. Faith can come later, but put initial faith toward your teacher. Okay. If you want to go to treat yourself, you look for the doctor, right? You found 5 doctors that may be able to heal your symptom, and you check reference. You ask friend, you check from Google, and you don't know the doctor physically, and you feel like, oh, this doctor may be able to help me. And then you put some initial faith toward that doctor, and then you go see him at the clinic to see if it works for you or not, and then you go from there. So same thing in this case. Okay, so we look at the Buddha as our teacher, and then to see if teaching benefit us. So just to put the thing that we talk about in picture, mindfulness is here. Okay, concentration and the clear comprehension. To keep it short, okay, we practice mindfulness in order for us to have a better concentration, because the mind is everywhere. Concentration or meditation is the mind being focused on one thing, right? In this case, if you want to study the bird is flying everywhere. You cannot study the birds as long as the bird's still flying. You need to catch the bird and put the bird into the cage, and then you can study the bird. Okay, what kind of bird, what color, what size, what shape. Then you understand the bird later on. And when the birds stay in the cage, that means you can concentrate. The birds will stay still. It will not go anywhere. It will be there. And then you can concentrate on studying the bird. So mindfulness is like you catch it, okay, and clear comprehension, you see it, and concentration, you see it longer as you wish. You can see the bird all day long. It depends on the level of your mindfulness and clear comprehension, which will allow you to stay concentrated for as long as you want. So you see the picture. So today let's take a look at the meaning of concentration and what kind of Buddhist meditation, when it comes to Buddhist meditation, what's involved, okay, what are the things that make Buddhist meditation complete, a complete set of mental development. Concentration, okay, or samadhi, okay, the classic meaning that mentioned in the text is to concentrate. Samadhi means to concentrate or to put together. The question is, put what together? Now it's come to the nature of the mind. To me, I find this definition is quite deep. What exactly that we have to put together? Then we can concentrate. Or in some teaching, it said one pointness of mind or unification of mind. Again, it's the same thing. What kind of thing that need to be unifying? Then the mind can be concentrated, right? And I did talk about the nature of the mind in the early session, but we can talk about it again later on. Okay, for now, this is the meaning of the word samadhi or meditation, okay, which is to concentrate, to unify the mind. That means the mind need to be unified. That means the mind has more than one factor that need to be unified together. Right? We talk about the nature of the mind because the mind has 4 things, right? The mind has what? The mind can feel, the mind can perceive or remember, the mind can think, and the mind can know. So these are the 4 things that need to be unified. And it's not an easy job at all to unify all of this. That proven by many great monks in the past, including great meditator in Thailand. They talk about the same thing, that unification of mind is not an easy, but the mind can be trained to be unifying. And that's the purpose of Buddhist meditation, to unify the mind, to have the mind stay at one point, and then we can go deeper into our mind. Okay? And in Buddhist meditation, again, some of you may feel that this may be something new to you, okay? May sound that you never heard it before, may sound advanced. It's okay. Sooner or later, you're going to have to come across this term. If you really love meditation, if you really want to go in depth in meditation practice, you will have to come across this term and this teaching later on in your life. So why don't I mention it now, and then we get to know it later together as we come back and meditate together, okay, for the rest of this year. So the word samadhi, okay, we talk about samadhi or concentration, right? And there's another word that you may come across. There is something called bhavana. Sometimes you hear the word samadhi, bhavana, loving kindness, bhavana, okay, something like this. Bhavana means to grow, to develop. Something that you don't have, you make sure you have it. Something that you already have, you make sure that you secure it, you sustain it. That means you develop it and you have it sustained. This is called bhavana. You don't have concentration, you have a short concentration. You know that your meditation is not good. You know that. And then you bhavana, meditation, samadhi bhavana. That means you develop your concentration. From 5 minutes, you have to check your phone every 5 minutes. That means whenever you read book, whenever you study, whenever you do the work, you have to grab your phone and check your social media. That means you have a short concentration of your work, of your study, and you know that is your habit. And now you come to realize that, you know what, I have to develop this, I have to change this, I have to cultivate more concentration, and this is called bhavana. You make sure that you have more concentration, you make sure that you sustain it, you develop it. And later on, you may have 10-minute concentration. Later on, you have 30-minute concentration. When you read book, you can sit there for 30 minutes without any distraction at all. And this is the idea of the word bhavana. And there are 2 things in Buddhist meditation, okay, that you, like I said, you're going to have to come across this later on. Okay, number 1 is called samatha bhavana. And number 2 is called vipassana bhavana. Samatha bhavana. Samatha means stillness or calmness. Bhavana means develop, right? Still or calm. That means you develop the stillness of the mind. Mental cultivation that aim to tranquility or calmness. In other words, the meditation that help to calm the mind down. Okay, that's the first category of Buddhist meditation. And the second is called vipassana bhavana. This kind of meditation is aimed to develop wisdom. That's why sometimes they call insight meditation, that help us to achieve liberation. So you need to keep in mind that Buddhist people in the past, the Buddha himself, the great monk in the past, the lay people in the past, they meditate not just for relaxation. They're aiming at mental liberation. They're aiming at freedom of mind. Freedom from what? Freedom from greed, from hatred, from delusion, from anger, from resentment, from violence. Freedom from all kind of bad, wholesome quality of the mind. And that's the idea of Buddhist meditation. But for us these days, we don't know much about the mind. We don't know much about mental development. So we just feel like I need to do something because I have stress, I have depression, and I don't know what to do. And when I go to the temple, the monk teach me how to meditate. And that's what most Buddhist people are having, this kind of attitude toward meditation. But back then, when we study, we found out that people meditate they aim at realization of the truth of life. They aim at mental liberation. But initially, they start from do whatever it takes to calm the mind down first, and then go from there. So that's why most of us, we hear the word calming meditation, which is translated back to Pali as a samatha bhavana. This is the picture. Okay, don't worry about all of this. I just want to mention so you see how deep of the meditation that you can go. Not just sit back and relax. There's something else that's waiting for us down the road of meditation journey. For now, okay, we concentrate on this. Okay, samatha or meditation or concentration or calmness of the mind or serenity meditation, whatever term that you feel comfortable or easy to understand. There are 40 of them. At least 40 technique. Are we going to learn all of this? Well, myself, yes, but in your case, it's up to you, right? You can find one that work for you and you go from there. You don't have to keep on changing. But if for the sake of, as a food for thought and for more understanding, I think, and especially if you are a meditation teacher or you teach people to meditate, I think it's benefit you if you start, paying attention to all of this. So the 40 of them, okay, just hear the term out. So we will not go in detail to all of this because for many of us it's not necessary to know all of this. Anusati, okay, anusati is recollection. Recollection, there are 10 things. Okay, for example, think of your precept, think of the good thing that you have done. Okay, think of the Buddha, think of the Dhamma, think of the monk, think of something that regain your consciousness and keep the mind still. Asubha or foulness, these are 10 things. This is thinking of the asubha means something ugly. What is considered ugly is the body, is the dead body. So they're talking about a different form of crops, okay, of the dead body. And when we reflecting on death, it's help us to regain our consciousness and it help us to maybe easy to let go, okay, easier to let go and accepting. Because at the end of the day, all of us we subject to the same condition. We born, we get ill, and eventually we die. Okay, that's why sometimes you hear the meditation on death. Okay, it's one of this. Okay, it's one of these 10. Kasina object. So object, there are 10 of them. We're talking about the color, something bright, the green, the red, the white, the whatever color that people use. Sometimes they use the flame. They light up the flame like the candle, and people looking at the flame just to keep the mind still. When we visualize the bright shiny star at the center of the body, and this considered a kasina, can be the full moon, can be the star, can be the crystal ball. Okay, it's fall into this category. Okay, the Brahma Vihara. Okay, this is something maybe new to some of us, many of us. Okay, this is another form of meditation. When people meditation on loving kindness, on compassion, on equanimity, on helping others. So it helps the mind to be calm, to be relaxed when we share loving kindness during meditation. Arupachana or immaterial state, again, is deep. It's deep. Now we're talking about the meditation object that we never heard before. We talk about the space, we're talking about the consciousness, we're talking about nothingness, we're talking about perception. Okay, it's completely foreign to many of us. Okay, you see how deep of meditation you can go. Ahare patikula sanya. This one is about reflection on food. Okay, Buddhist monk, we use food as a reflection as well. When we eat, we need to do the chanting, and then we remind ourselves where the food coming from and why should we eat the food, and there is a purpose of eating, not just for entertainment, not just beautify the body, but we eat to survive. So all kind of this help the monk to regain mindfulness. When the monk is mindful when he eat, it help him to have good concentration when he go back to meditate. And the dhatu vattu means is the element. Okay, meditate on the elements. Like this body composed of earth element, water elements, wind element, and fire elements. All of these elements make us a human being. When we reflect on this, well, we may come to realize that, oh, there's no me, no mine, everything is in the nature. Okay, be born with nothing, we start to accumulate things as we grow up, and then we die, we have to return everything back to the nature. So by teach ourselves like this, it helps the mind to let go. And when the mind let go, where can it go? It come back to the body, and when it come back to the body, it can stay still longer. Okay, this is the idea of samatha. So when you talk about meditation, when you search for the word meditation in Google, you may find a million websites that teach you how to meditate. But if you pay close attention, you may realize that, oh, they fall into this 40 technique. It can be one of these that help us to, basically, it helps the practitioner to still the mind inside the body. Whatever technique that person feel connected, feel easy to practice. And another form of Buddhist meditation is called vipassana, right? Vipassana is insight meditation. Samatha is calming or serenity meditation. Insight meditation, of course, is develop wisdom to see things the way they are. And when we see things the way they are, we can let go. We are liberated. That's the idea. See what? To see the five aggregate. the five aggregate, the ayatana, okay, the elements or the faculty 22, the four noble truth, the dependent origination, okay. So Luang Pi will not go in detail and explain all of this. It's going to be too much information for you to accept at the initial phase of your study. But at least today I want to lay out the whole picture. I want you to see that how far you have to go or how far you can go in your meditation and what involved. Okay, not just, oh, people practice mindfulness and then you go practice mindfulness. And then these people talk about meditation, they drag you to meditation, and then you get confused. Is mindfulness and meditation is the same, or they are different? Or should I practice mindfulness, not meditation? Should I practice just meditation, not mindfulness? So people confuse because they don't have the right understanding of the whole picture when it's come to mental or mind development. All right, almost done. So this is vipassana, right? It's like the sharpen of this knife, and samatha is like the handle, okay, of the axe. And the longer of the handle, okay, it gives more power when we cut the tree, right? If you only have this, it's going to be difficult for you to cut the tree. But if you have all of this together, okay, the longer of the handle, it gives you more power. Okay, maybe just one time you can chop the tree down, just one shot. So this is about cut. When it comes to wisdom, you can think of cut. When you have wisdom, you can cut what? You can cut whatever bothering you. You have the right understanding. You can cut whatever cause you suffering. In this case, you cut the defilement from the mind. You cut greed, cut hatred, cut delusion, cut anger, cut resentment, because you have the right understanding or wisdom. And that's because you have a good foundation of concentration. Your mind is concentrate, your mind is peace, your mind is at peace, your mind is calm. When it's calm and it's peace, it become bright. When it's become bright, you start seeing things the way they are, again, which is point you to the vipassana or insight meditation. Vipassana itself means seeing. Okay, we mean special. That means you seeing thing in the special way. When you see thing in the special way, it helps you to understand that thing, and it helps you to let go that thing. It helps you to be calm and not too much suffering because you understand thing. Okay. And again, having moral conduct also important. Okay, if people who practice meditation for quite some time and they realize that I don't make progress at all, maybe you better check your precept or sila. If you still go out there and harming others and telling a lie or sexual misconduct, you cannot have a good concentration because your mind is worried, your mind is crowded with those defilements. So as you can see, there are a lot of things involved for people to be really success in meditation practice. It's not just come and sit, that we need to reflect on that, and we need to have more input, okay, more wisdom that help us to make progress in our meditation practice.